Hello everyone. So this is the next video on debugging. So we will see ideally is debugger in this topic. So ideally debugger is a interactive window where we can execute a program line by line and we can wait for the debugger information how the execution of each line is happening under debugging interactive shell. To start the IDLE debugger or to enable IDLE debugger, we have to click on debug and debugger interactive shell on the debugger on interactive shell window. So it will be having local, stack, source, global checkboxes. We have to enable all those for complete information. So while you are controlling debugging window, first we have to do like the line of code that is about to executed will be printed on the interactive shell, and the list of local variables used and the list of global variables will be printed. So if I want to I'll show you how to execute open the IDLE debugger. First go to Python interactive shell. So here go to debug and debugger. So this is the debugging control system, and once you click the debugger from the IDLE shell, this will be open. We have to enable source and global. Whatever you write here, means whatever the program is written here, print. The statement will be debugged, and if I give go, then it will show you the error information if there is any debug happened. So this statement gives you a error information because the print value is wrong. Print. So again, if I go to if I give enter here, it will come to debug statement. It is shown like what line is executing, what is the local variables you have, what are the global variables you have. If I give go, the program is completely, means the line of code what you are debugging is completely executed, and it gives you the output. This is how we can open IDLE debugger window. So next one is what the 5 buttons which debugging window gives you. First one is go. Clicking on go button will cause the program to execute normally and terminate until it reaches break or the end point. Next one is step. This button will cause a debugger to execute the next line, means it is helping you to execute the next line of the program. Next one is over. This will execute the next line of the code. However, next line of the code is if it is function call, means the next line what you are going to execute is function call. Then over will enter to the function what you have called and execute complete function in full speed and come back to the function what you have called, and it will return the value if any value has to be written. Next one is out. So check, like if you click on the out button, it will cause the debugger to execute line of code at full speed until it returns the current function. Next one is quit. If you click on the quit button, then it will stop debugging and not bother to continue the execution of the program. After rest of the bother, if you click quit. And if you want to disable the debugger, you have to again go to IDLE interactive shell, close it, and again restart the debugging window. So this is about IDLE debugger. If I want to show this practically, so we'll go to the we'll go to a program, select a program, run it, go to debugger, and click the debugging information. Then again run the program. So it is having debugging information, so it is executing first line. As we saw in the PPT, we have go, step, over, out and quit. So if I click on step, it is executing the next line of code. Then step, it is executing the next code what it has to be executed, and it is showing what and all the execution it is done. If I go for over, it executes the complete program, and if I go out, it shows the complete loop has executed, and if I go to quit, it will quit the execution. If I want to, so till now the debugger was on, and once I closed, it is showing like debugger is off because I have used debug. So now we can see debugger is on, and if I run this module based on debugger on, it is executing. Once I give quit and go back to the execution mode, it is showing debugger on, and if I cancel this, it is showing debug off. Or there is one more method of switching off the debug is, so now debugger is on, and go to the file again, debugger, it will show that debugger is off. Either we can use cancel button on the debugger window to close or off the debugging, or we can disable by going to the debug and debugger directly. So next one is breakpoint. So we have seen breakpoint in previous talk, here while using go. So breakpoint can be end of the program, like a go button, it will end at the breakpoint as last value, or there is one more method of breakpoint called a breakpoint can be set in the line of the code by force the debugger to pause whenever the program is reaching at that line. To set that, we have to right click on the line of the file editor and select set break or set breakpoint. So if I take the program what I was executing, so if I take the program, I have to right click and set breakpoint. This is our breakpoint, and run the program. Go to debug and again run module. So here it is running, and if I give go, it is going and stopping at breakpoint. Means for loop is executed 10 times and break is happening 10 times, since we have set the break for the print statement. It is not completely executing all 10 values together. Instead, it is executing one after the other at debugging. So this is about so disable the set breakpoint is, so sorry, since the breakpoint has set that this is executing once whenever we are giving go and breaking the go statement. So I hope you understood the topic. Thank you.